Kani 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 goose 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 kani 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 goose 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 kani 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 kani.
Next up on the list, I have what I believe is my final pick for you. This is David F. Sandberg's Until Dawn. This is a 2025 American horror film, again, lifted from Wikipedia, adapted from the 2015 video game by PlayStation Studios. Apparently set in the same universe while featuring an original standalone story that expands upon like the game's mythology. Sony corporate may have actually kind of written parts of this wiki. The film was about a group of friends who end up in a secluded area embedded with a time loop mechanic. A threat is out to hunt them while dying restarts the night with a new threat each time. And the only solution for this group of friends is to survive until morning.
I was curious when you picked this one because it's clearly inspired by a video game.
Right.
In video game movies, especially video game horror movies, look what they've done with like the Resident Evil franchise.
They've not been done well generally.
They keep making them. They just keep doing, or look at Silent Hill, for example. Right. I would have loved to have seen a great Silent Hill film. Just all steaming hot turds.
Right, right. It's a very bizarre well that sort of like the studio system seems to kind of go back to over and over and over again with sort of like kind of mixed to like limited success. This one for me, I played the original 2015 video game back when I was like living in New York. I remember liking but not loving it.
Yep.
Game itself, I just remember has kind of like the same problem that you get really with any choose your own adventure kind of style thing, where every time you're sort of prompted to make a decision, the game itself has just not really explained well enough what constitutes like a good decision versus like a bad decision, you know?
Yeah, I remember you let me try it actually. You were talking it up, and I think you said it's like it's a so-so game, but it's kind of a cool concept. So because I like horror games, just try it out. And the thing I picked up on immediately, it has Hayden Panettiere in it.
Hayden Panettiere and Rami Malek. I mean, it sort of predated both of their fames by a couple of years, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right away I'm like, oh, it's actual like people I know, like famous people in this. This should be good. And I remember it starts out, introduces the story, some friends, I think they're at a cabin or something like that, or some getaway. And somebody goes outside.
A bunch of shitty teenagers, like you're kind of like, I could, if all these people die, maybe that's okay.
And I remember running outside for something, and then all of a sudden I'm being chased through the woods, and then I'm dead. And then I'm sitting in front of like some kind of doctor who's asking me about fear. What like stimulates me? What am I afraid of?
That keeps on giving you Rorschach tests, and
I was like,
manually enter answers, but nothing is again clear. Of like, okay, so like, does this look more like a bear or a shark? And it's fucking just like
right, yeah. I'm like, spiders is not an option. Why is spiders not an option? But I thought that was that's why I was always curious. So did you beat the game?
I didn't finish the game. I just kind of wasn't curious enough to sort of see it the entire way through. There's apparently not only a way to, apparently people have like as with any other video game you can think of, played this thing to absolute death. I lost 4 of the 7 teenagers in like the first like 2 hours of my playthrough. Because apparently, like some kind of way you can do to kind of get every single one to survive through the night, which I cannot even imagine. Like off my head.
I was thinking about it, and it's kind of like if you ever heard they have the Friday the 13th game. It's for like Switch, PS5, and it's one of those ones where it's like Jason versus the teenagers, like the weird, horny teenagers that are out in the woods expecting to party, and now they're just fighting for survival. But it's the teenagers working together. And Jason wins, of course, by killing them all off. So I was thinking in this one, is it as long as somebody survives, you win? Right. So you have kind of like, but also, are they working together or not? I mean, I'm probably overthinking this. And I mean, but you also mentioned that this movie, Until Dawn, is not like the game at all.
Right. And so like, I brought this one up. So just like a little bit for me. my girlfriend and I were actually trying to see Sinners on Saturday night, and our local theater, every single seat for every single showing of Sinners was just remarkably enough just completely sold out. Until Dawn was just kind of playing. I heard sort of meh reviews. People were like, it's not like the game. It's just kind of its own sort of standalone thing. And now Corinne and I were like, yeah, you know what? We're still in the mood for a horror movie on a Saturday night. We went and we had a great time. This movie for me, I mean, this is a carnival ride. This is a this is a blacklight poster. This thing is like a big fucking kind of jug of Mountain Dew. Like this is a movie that I would have my friends and I would have loved so much watching together in high school, and then probably not thought about for like another 20 years after that. But it was just for me, it was fun, and it was just a lot of my bullshit.
It felt like a Final Destination kind of movie,
right,
or something like that, where it's like teens getting killed off, and you really don't feel bad for any of them, but the fun of it is just like, you know, the story of it. How do they get killed off, or you know, how do they barely survive? But people keep getting picked off, and really, where is it going? And this one did something I didn't expect. I did. Again,
do you want to set up like the movie a little bit for like the first few minutes?
Sure. So it's about 5 friends. Correct me if I'm getting this wrong. 5 friends. They're going. It's been like a year since one of the friends. Her name is Clover. Her sister Melanie. She went missing about a year ago. I guess she was just trying to escape and do something different with her life.
Right.
They tried to track her down, and you know, Clover couldn't find her, but they asked some guy in town that works at where they think she is, the approximate area. They asked some guy that's in the town.
Played by Peter Stormare, name is a psychiatrist from the
right away I picked up on that. I'm like, that one time Johnny let me play that game. That's the guy. I knew he had to be in it. It's just his voice, something about him. But he says, yeah, you know, Clover shows a picture of her sister to him, and he's just working at like a gas station. She's just like, have you seen this person before? And he's like, she's very pretty. You know, is she missing? And Clover's like, what do you mean? He's like, a lot of people go missing in this area. And if she's missing, she's probably
eaten by either bears or sharks.
Yeah. Although I thought this was funny. He's just like, you know, why don't you go to Glore Valley? Like, what a name, Glore Valley. So they all get in the car. They're like, that's it. This guy said go to Glore Valley. Go in the car.
What's that short for? Gory Glory Hole? I don't know.
Glory. Yeah. Missing people galore at Glore Valley. They're like, that's it. That's enough for us. We have nothing better to do with our lives. Let's go get murdered. They all get in their car. They drive up to Glore Valley. I think he says like over yonder. They just go over yonder. It starts raining, cutting through the woods. They make it to this house in the middle of nowhere. And mysteriously, once they reach the property, the rain is stopped. There's no rain over the house. Like, it's just beautiful, clear weather.
Right. But like literally they drive through like a curtain of rain that immediately stops, like when they get to the house itself. So, you know, they get out and again, these 5 teenagers, 3 of the most beautiful women you've ever seen in your life. One of whom later down that year would end up voicing Zoe on K-pop Demon Hunters. Whatever you want to like.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I have another fun fact.
What's
I didn't
that?
know this one, but the friend named Nina, the one with the septum ring.
Yes.
Her name.
Curly-haired princess.
I thought she was the cutest one. I liked her.
100%.
But I digress. But I had to write this down. Her name is Odessa Adion.
So.
But probably never heard of her. She's the daughter of a woman named Pamela Adlon.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Does the voice of Bobby from King of the Hill.
Bobby Hill, very, very prolific voice actress, was the female lead on like the Louis C.K. show for like a long time. Yeah.
Yep. This cast too. I was looking it up. I think it's a bunch of you know, people in their early 20s that have very minimal acting careers, but have done stuff on like Netflix.
young anonymous hotties.
They're just pulling from that
is
same pool where they've done a random role in something on a Netflix TV show, and they're like, okay, we know how they act. People will probably recognize them. We'll just take them.
Right.
So yeah, they find a house. They go inside. They explore. They find it's a hotel, I guess you would say it's a hotel.
It's a bed and breakfast Airbnb sort of style thing. With they kind of go in different rooms. There's a guest book up front, like that. That's correct.
There's a guest book at the front. They find the guest book and the sister's name's written in there. I'll spoil it and say it 13 times. There's also this guy Abe who's dating Nina, one of the guys. He's upstairs and he finds this room. This took me out of it, and this felt very video game-ish, where he's looking at a wall and there's just missing people posters up, but they all just have a picture of somebody and it just says missing. No details about them, where they went missing, what was their height, their weight,
it's a video game detail in that they're not going to put detailed text on any kind of like background.
Exactly. Yeah. There's nothing there. They don't. I mean, even if they did, it's going to be kind of like pixely anyways. So what happens right after that, which I totally didn't expect, is everybody just starts getting murdered. By this masked murderer. And they all die.
Like a very just kind of Temu brand Jason that kind of comes in. It just starts everybody down with an axe.
It was a good one though. He had his face smashed in. Like the mask was all smashed in and kind of like gory. I liked that. I thought that was a nice little detail. But they all get killed. And then there's a hourglass that you see, I think, on the cover of the box art for the video game, as well as probably the movie box art. And it kind of flips over and the hourglass is full again. And it rewinds back to when
everybody's alive. Everybody's back. Let me at this point call out one of my favorite Letterboxd reviews. I watched this movie trying to let like the video game itself kind of stand as its own separate things, but this really made me laugh. One Letterboxd user said, "Yo, why did they make a time loop movie out of the only horror game you can't actually retry or respawn?" Fair question.
Shit, I thought it was such a cool idea.
I did too. I love a time loop. I love a time loop and just about like any context. Edge of Tomorrow, that time loop. Yeah, Groundhog's Day. That's a fun time loop.
It's very it's like that's a video game. Like that's a video game. You have lives. You die, and then you start over. And then you learn from your mistakes, and you probably die again. And then if you die too much, you just continue. And start over.
It's roguelike, but the brilliance of this movie, the thing I love the most. So the first night, it's some kind of just like well designed, but like fairly just kind of standard, kind of a psycho with a mass killer. Tell our audience what happens on day two.
Day two. Yeah, I was going to say, this is the brilliant part about it. They die. They come back. They remember being murdered.
Yes. And
then they get killed a different way. Day two, and I had to look this up, by the way. Until Dawn, the video game, and clearly the movie, inspired by Evil Dead 2, Heavy Rain, Poltergeist, Resident Evil, Silent Hill.
Of course.
Day two was clearly Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the Gore Witch.
Yep.
Yeah, the Gore Witch.
Right. A witch with a crazy gas mask, if I remember.
Yeah. She's sitting there like huffing something, watching the mining disaster, which has something to do with the backstory of the movie. But yes and no, I'll say. The Gore Witch climbs on top of Clover. It forces the mask on her. She inhales, and then I guess she becomes the Gore Witch.
She basically becomes a deadite.
Deadite. Yeah. And everybody gets killed. There's also that thing too where two of them try to escape. Abe and Nina, they get in the car. They try to.
This might be my favorite monster in the entire movie.
It is.
They go driving off and they basically run into an evil iron giant.
I didn't know what it was.
I don't think.
I wrote mountain trolls.
Okay.
I was like mountain troll. Maybe it's giant trolls. I don't know. It's not explained, but just
It's a
seeing the
giant,
shadow of
crazy
it.
robot. You can only see its silhouette in his eye lights like through the rain.
Okay, yeah, just seeing like just seeing the shadow of it. They're like, okay, fuck that, we're going back. We're gonna go get killed by something we know. There's multiple days. There's apparently 13 nights.
Yeah. So 2 things to praise about this movie, like right off like that for me. First, I love the concept. Okay, they know they got 13 nights. I love a different fucking thing comes at them every single night. And even building off of that as like those 13 days kind of go on, because you figure, okay, so this is going to be yada yada. This is going to be like new day, new thing that they're like dealing with. But they start at some point blacking out and losing their memory. So the only way that they can figure out what actually killed them on previous days is through cell phone video.
Yeah,
that somehow actually persists for whatever reason.
that was a highlight for me.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that because I'm like, each day is taking like 10 or 15 minutes to kill them off.
Right. So
you're like, okay, what are they going to do this time? Day 3, by the way, was a favorite for me. And it's such a simple thing, such a simple concept. Hey, we're thirsty. We've been, murdered days in a row.
Yeah.
Let's drink some water. And they're all sharing the water. And like,
drink tap water. What's, ladies and gentlemen, the big foe for day 3? Nalco screamed the hardest at the tap water screens than anything else that happened in this film. Yeah. Every single time one of these hot, sexy teens drank some of the tap water, they almost immediately exploded. And Nalco would scream, and then she would turn and kind of poke me like this. This is what I always tell you about the tap water in Japan.
Yeah, you don't drink filtered water, do you? You just drink tap water.
No, because it's fucking like Japan has better tap water than we do. Even like it's not the thing that's going to kill us unless you're in Until Dawn. So let's talk about like this one was like maybe a little bit of a dice roll for me because I said like this is popcorn. This is cheap calories. Do you have a good time with this one overall? I need to know.
I actually did. I did, and it's because of the whole time loop thing. I did not expect it for this type of film.
Right.
I thought they were gonna, and they got killed so early on. I'm like, oh wow, okay, they're just slaughtering them. And then what's gonna happen? Another group of people is gonna try to find them, and so on. I don't know where you go from there. But then you keep wondering, like, what's that ticking? And then what's the hourglass? And when they introduce that, I'm like, okay, this is kind of like a new layer to it. I love this.
But they don't stop at that layer of it, which is one of the things I really love. Like it acknowledges the pacing of like watching them go through 5-10 minutes of all 13 days will be fucking boring.
Yeah.
Like for a while.
I loved the journey and I liked the ending. I did not appreciate at the very end when they rolled to credits and they play this really generic pop song.
Okay.
That just took me out of it completely. And I was like, okay, this was clearly, I was not meant to enjoy this. This was not for me. This was for like somebody in high school or college.
Right.
I feel fucking old hearing this really shitty pop song that you'll never hear on the radio.
At least until K-pop Demon Hunters come. Was it Takedown?
It was not If it was Takedown, I would have been like, Golden, give me Golden.
What it is this thing? Is that the one Korean actress's voice? She's just rapping the whole time? Kind of makes me want to eat ramyun.
I mean, at least, put it like a Aquafina track or something.
Sure.
Give me something that's good. Give me some meat. And they gave me shitty pop song. Nobody needed that.
What horror movies would you compare this to?
Like I mentioned, you think about young teens, group of
I'm more curious, any specific ones?
They're all seniors. I mean, if you want me to stay with theme, I don't think that
Waxwork like a little bit, sort of like
really. Yeah, I guess. Group of teen friends kind of like hanging out. Like I mentioned, like Final Destination, maybe Scream.
Sure.
The close group of friends, they're joking about horror, and this one it's kind of like a joke, like, "Hey, we're getting killed."
Right.
At one point, they're
It
even
becomes
killing
meta and start to
themselves.
wear at a certain point.
Yeah, they have some fun with the fact that they're just dying so much.
Mhm.
Uh,
So,
yeah.
can I read to you like the full list of like monsters that they had in Until Dawn?
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
I always like making this list, but there's like the Psycho Beginning. There's the Ghost Witch with the like gas mass possession. There, what's called the Pale Face Stalkers that I think is just supposed to be like a riff on Liv Tyler's the Strangers. There is the Parasite. There is a body horror pregnancy, which
that happened.
God
That
bless.
really happened.
God
I didn't
bless.
expect that.
Yeah.
That was gross.
There was the Ghoul and the Dead Girl. There was Dollface. There was the Iron Giant. There was the Wendigos that are kind of like the main sort of kind of spawn enemy of it. There's Peter Stormare's Dr. Hill, and then finally there is just the concept of tap water, which keep JFK Jr. very far the fuck away from this movie.
That tap water one, I'm like, what is that tap water? Is it like sentient tap water? Is it parasites? I wasn't sure what it was. I don't think I needed to know exactly what water kills. That's like a really cool original concept, but I was a little curious. Because you think like depending on how much you drink, you might have a different effect, but you could have a couple drops and you'd still explode.
Yeah. All I can say is it for Naoko, it's like the tap water scenes. Every single time somebody popped like a balloon, she just jumped out of her seat and almost like started like applauding.
Are you excited if they make a sequel for them to make a sequel to this?
Yeah, like the same way I would be excited if they made a sequel to Oddity, because just my particular way that I kind of take in video games and I kind of take in movies and I kind of take in culture is like Hundreds of Beavers, my number one movie of like the year. The thing that maybe got me most excited is at the start of the movie, John Kayak comes to the like the northern, like the Yukon traders outpost, and he basically there's a display of all the different tools and weapons, and like the cost for those things, and that is what got me more fucking pumped. Moved and everything else, I'm like I need to see him get all of that shit, and then I need to see how it actually sort of pans out. Like,
got an inventory. He can upgrade weapons.
Yeah.
He's got a limited amount of items that he can have.
The reason I would love waxwork, the reason I really loved, like this particular movie, the reason I just like, because the reason I love the pan over Darcy's different magical haunted toys at the start of Oddity is because it's just like just for me, I want to see them work through the inventory screen. I just want to see what all this different stuff does.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
You die.
Yeah. Anything else to say about this, or you want to just kind of get to final scores?
No, I want to hear your score.
Okay. For me, this was just a really pleasant surprise, kind of like out of nowhere. This gets a similar to a couple of scores I've got given out. This actually gets the same score as Waxwork for me. This is like a solid 40-pointer, not a transcendent or hugely artistic or relevant one, but just it's got its own vibe and its own style, and it just I my girlfriend and I had like so much fucking fun watching this.
I think that's what this is. This is like a good Friday night horror flick, something that you don't need to know much about, and they get to the point pretty early on. Just keep you engaged throughout. So I give this one a 39.
39. All right, very cool.
I thought it was better than I was really expecting.
Yeah. Same here. One last question before we go. Does this make you kind of curious to play any of the either the original Until Dawn, or I was looking through Wikipedia. There are what's called, like this, the Supermassive is the name of the studio, but they have the Black Pictures Anthology. They've done a bunch of these other games at this point. There's one on a ghost ship, one that's essentially in Centralia, Pennsylvania, one that's set in the 2003 Iraq War, one that's set at a summer camp, and one set at a H.H. Holmes style murder mansion.
Uh-huh.
Does this make you kind of interested or curious to play any of these games at all?
No. You also said the movie was nothing like the game.
True.
So I'll pass.
Okay, brand awareness at least.
Right. Still friends?
Still friends.